Hey guys, BuffNerdGaming back today, bringing a video for our Cold War multiplayer reveal review. So today we're just going to break down, I'm not going to really break down, we're going to go through and kind of review the trailer as well as my initial thoughts on the multiplayer gameplay that we saw too. So trailer overall, I really liked the trailer. It looks like it takes place multiplayer wise in 1983. I think the story gameplay takes place up to 1981, but again, they're going to be bringing in experimental weapons from throughout the 80s, most likely, is kind of what they confirmed, plus what we've seen. So, multiplayer seems to be 1983, maybe a few years after the campaign ends, or it's going to end and lead right into the multiplayer, similar to what we saw with Call of Duty Modern Warfare this year, where the campaign kind of continues on after the fact with Spec Ops, as well as multiplayer in Warzone. So, trailer itself, we saw a lot of different weapons. We saw the XM4, the Car-15, the AK-5, the M60 machine gun made an appearance, which we didn't see in any of the gameplay. We also saw RPDs, the Stoner 63, so a lot of different weapons confirmed. War Machine is back as well from the Black Ops series. We did see a lot of different locations from the North Atlantic to the deserts, what looks like Afghanistan with some of these maps. A lot of different kill streaks and everything coming back as well. So the gameplay itself, again, it has that Black Ops feel to it with the different color palettes, and the graphics obviously look to be a bit of a downgrade from Modern Warfare, but again, really need to wait and see what it looks like when we get our hands on the beta, and then especially on the next-gen consoles, what it's going to look like. It is confirmed for PS5 at least to run at 120 Hz, which should be very nice over the typical 30 to 60 that we're used to on the console, so that'll be interesting to see here. You can also see, like I said, some of the Afghanistan maps that look to be in goal, I believe they called it, so not confirmed if it takes place in Afghanistan, but I'm assuming that's where it is. And again, you can just see a lot of these maps, the kill streaks going on here with the chopper gunners, where you're on the miniguns, similar to what we saw in Black Ops 1. I believe there's a kill streak similar to that in Black Ops 2 as well. So, a lot of different locations taking place around the world. Some new game modes, which were confirmed as well. So, the version of Cold War's Ground War is going to be called Domination, or I believe I'm thinking Combined Arms. So I believe Combined Arms, similar to what we saw as the name, I believe, in Battlefield. The 5 also had a Combined Arms name. But 12v12 Domination essentially is what it is. And these are the larger scale maps, similar to what we saw with Ground War in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So overall, I think it looks pretty nice. Again, going to be interesting to see what this looks like when we get our hands on it, to see how different it plays to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, especially with the high graphics. It is on a different engine as well, so that'll be, like I said, we have to really see how much of a downgrade or just a major overall difference it is from the gameplay wise. So maps confirmed, as I said, Armada, which is the desert one we saw, Crossroads, Miami, which they showed some gameplay of as well, Satellite, and Moscow. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of different classic Black Ops maps return, especially from Black Ops 1 and perhaps some of the locations that took place in the Cold War era and Black Ops 2 as well. A lot of different primary weapons. There's some assault rifle, the XM4, which, again, experimental M4, but I believe it looks more so like a Colt 15. We'll have to wait and see. That's, again, the predecessor to the M4 that was in place with the Cold War right up through, I believe, 1993 or 94 is when the M4 finally took over and replaced the Car-15. So we also have AK-47. I saw some AK-74 gameplay in there as well. So it looks like with the Gunsmith, which is returning, we will have similar options to convert our weapons to different weapons. We saw a lot of different barrel attachments, and like I said, the AK-47, I did see attachments that gave it that 90-degree gas block, similar to the AK-74. So I would assume that attachment would be in the game, since the game multiplayer does take place in 1983. So obviously at that point, the 74 would have already been in existence. So Gunsmith is returning. You'll have different options here to edit 7 different attachment slots, I believe, from optic, muzzle, barrel, underbarrel attachment, the body of the weapon, which I'm not sure. We'll have to see if that's going to constitute as the paint job or perhaps like a lower receiver change or something like that. The stock magazine option, as well as handle. So those are the 7 different slots that you get here. There's also wild cards, which are going to be returning to Black Ops, similar to what we've seen in previous games. Some different wild cards that were confirmed was Danger Close, which will allow you to equip it extra lethal and tactical. You also have Lawbreaker, which equips any weapon in either slot of attachment, so you can run essentially just overkill. You can run 2 primaries essentially. Gunfighter, which is going to be a really unique one, which I really wish we had in Modern Warfare, is the Gunfighter wildcard will unlock 3 additional attachment slots for your primary weapon. So really you can max out and make some really awesome weapons with max attachments in this game. So I think that's probably what I'll be running, is just running and decking out my weapons as tactical as possible. It should be really interesting to see the different kind of builds we can make. Now the next wild card is called the perk greed. So equip 3 extra perks on top of what you additionally have. Then the field upgrades will also be returning, so we have the same thing that we saw in Modern Warfare, just the same thing. We'll be returning the same L1 and R1 that you get in multiplayer. Again, they are timed, so you have to wait before they recharge. They'll have the longer charging ones and the faster charging perks. We have things like Proximity Mine, recharge time is 2 minutes, a SAM turret, which is surface-to-air missile, which will help with the air streaks that people get. That recharge time is 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Get a jammer, which I believe is similar to a UAV jammer, and that'll be a recharge of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We also have a field medic, which deploys a recording device and highlights enemy sounds on your mini-map. So that recharges 3 minutes and 15 seconds. So those are the ones we have confirmed so far, but I think the best thing out of this is that we get a gunfighter perk, which will allow us to take advantage of essentially all. You have 8 attachments. I believe the body of the weapon is going to be the paint job, but you could max out full attachment slots on your weapons, which would be really cool to see. I wish, like I said, I wish they had that in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. But so that'll be fun to see. And then again, like I said, the different game modes here look pretty neat, as well as the weapons. We see stuff like the Sweden assault rifle, the AK-5 is featured. Obviously, it's named different. M60 you saw in the trailers. Like I said, you didn't see it in the gameplay though. As well as the M16A2, as well as the A1 we saw different gameplay of. So you can see the different variations of that. Not sure, I'm assuming it's just going to be one weapon, then via the gunsmith you'll be able to convert it from an A1 to an A2, etc. Similar to what we saw in Modern Warfare, where you can convert the M4 into an M16, and a few other weapons as well. So we'll also see the Colt Commando making a return, as I said, the Car 15, the Type 63. You'll get which is going to be the SKS, which I recently saw added to Call of Duty Modern Warfare with Season 4, I believe it was, as well as the special perk that you get, the weapon for the blueprint, by attending the reveal event for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Then we get, like I said, the light machine guns RPD, Stoner 63, the M60 E1 it appears to be, or just the base M60 from the Vietnam era. And then you get some sniper rifles there. I see the Remington 700, which is named the Pellington 703 in Black Ops Cold War. And that weapon, oddly enough, is also coming to Call of Duty Modern Warfare here in Season 5, it appears. So we're just going to see what other weapons we have. I know we just had recently the AS Val was leaked for Call of Duty Modern Warfare Season 5, or Season 6, excuse me, as well. So I'm assuming the AS Val should essentially be in Black Ops Cold War, since I believe that was 1987 is when it went into service. So we'll see some experimental versions of that, I'm sure, in the game, which is why we're seeing some of these weapons added. The AN-94, I doubt we'll see that, since again that was a Atmat Nikonov rifle of 1994, so I don't think we'll get that far in ahead. But anything experimental that probably came out from the mid to later 1980 periods, we'll see. So we may even end up seeing an FN Mini or an M249 SAW variant in the game. Have to see what different weapons they add. Perhaps a PKM will be making a return, but I'm assuming they're going to differentiate the weapons a little bit as well. Other game modes that we saw, like I said, Combined Arms Domination 12v12. You'll see Team Deathmatch, Hardpoint, Kill Confirmed, VIP. We are going to be escorting a VIP, have to extract them from the map, which we saw gameplay of yesterday. And then their version of Ground War, which is, like I said, is the Combined Arms Domination. You'll see Regular Domination, Search and Destroy, Control, as well as Fire Team are the modes that are confirmed so far for Black Ops Cold War. So you can see here in the background just some gameplay that we saw during the stream, and you can see some of the kill streaks going on here. We see the M16, A1 I believe it was, in a 3-round burst. You can see it with that patented carrying handle there, and the optics attached to the carrying handle, which fits the era. I wish we had with the different M4 blueprints that had that carrying handle in Modern Warfare, that we could fix the optics on top of the carrying handle. But we see that. We see the AK-5. We see a lot of different weapon variants here in the game, which look really nice. AK-47, AKS-74U, some conversions I saw, like I said, the AK-74. So let me know down below what you guys think of this. What are your thoughts on this gameplay? Like I said, I think the gameplay itself looks pretty cool. I have to just see how different the mechanics are. I know Black Ops 4 was a big departure from, it's just night and day difference really from how Infinity War games play, with the sliding mechanics, the increased health from 100 to 150, mini-map presence, etc. So a lot of patented trailer gameplay things will be returning, which you'll be used to if you played a lot of Black Ops Cold War, or the previous Black Ops games here in Cold War. And then also we have Warzone, which will be an integrated Warzone. Will have its own map for Black Ops Cold War. Blueprints that you have will cross over, however, not to multiplayer. So I'm assuming that means for the maps, you'll be able to play on each map. We'll have to wait and see what the more details look like. But I can take an Odin into the Cold War map, so it won't be specific to only Cold War era weapons, is what it sounds like at this point in time. But again, we'll have to wait and see. So we'll get a new map for that. And again, there will be a free-to-play feature for that as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully that comes on launch. I'm really looking forward to the the BR aspect of Cold War, since that's really where I started my BR gameplay, was in Black Ops 4 with Blackout. So I did really enjoy that game mode. We'll have to see what they do with this. It should be very similar to Modern Warfare's Warzone, since it is going to be integrated into the same type of gameplay aspect, just different maps. So we'll have to see if there's really any gameplay changes. Will it play more like Cold War, or will it play more like Modern Warfare? That will be yet to be determined. We'll have to see what that looks like. We haven't seen gameplay of that yet, but stay tuned. Let me know what you guys think down below. What are your overall impressions of this? Overall, I think it looks good. I'm not overly excited like I was for Modern Warfare. I still plan on playing a lot of Modern Warfare after this comes out, but I am pretty interested to get my hands on the beta, see how the multiplayer plays, and again, just really get into the gunsmith for this game and see what kind of conversions and different weapons we can create in the gunsmith, and then take those into Black Ops Cold War's version of Warzone on that map, and see how you can compete with if you're going up against like M4s and things like that, if that's how they're going to do it. But should be interesting. Really looking forward to getting my hands on this. I believe the beta is October 8th if you pre-order. So let me know down below, what are your initial thoughts? Are you guys excited for this game, or are you going to be sticking with Modern Warfare until we get Modern Warfare 2 or whatever the next Call of Duty or modern combat type title is, whether it's a Battlefield 6 or even Insurgency Sandstorm coming to consoles? Let me know down below what you guys think. I'll leave you guys with that, and until next time, this is BuffNerdGaming. Out.